Hi, and welcome to the first episode of the Full90, and I want to give a very special welcome to Kelly Brady for joining me today. Thank you, Kelly. How are you?
Hi, Alex. I'm good. How are you? Thanks for having me.
I'm grand now. So you're at the minute the top goal scorer. You're after winning the league. You're going to lift a trophy there today, and you're in a cup final. Just for people who wouldn't know you as well, let's bring it back to the start about how you started in your football journey.
Geez, I guess I start like any other person gets thrown into football. I mean, I didn't have much of a say in it. At like 5 years old, they were playing tiny tot soccer, just running around. It's just for fun. But I guess I sort of fell in love with it. I guess because my parents decided to keep me in it. Then you try out for club and you make it, and then all the way up until high school, college, and now I'm here.
We just develop on your college experience because it would be very different in Ireland, like
Uh-huh.
college and high school experience with football. I know there'd be a bit more funding over there, but what was it like playing over America?
Geez, I mean, so you go through your club to get recruited for college, basically. You're playing club soccer. I mean, a lot of girls I played club soccer with didn't go on to play in college, but club soccer is, very highly competitive. You're in a league called the ECNL. Most girls are, and you play teams across the country, and you have these tournaments that college coaches come to recruit, and it's from age probably since you're a freshman all the way up until senior year. So at age 14, 15, you're playing in front of all these college coaches. The pressure's on. And then, you get emails, you get recruited. And, if you want to go play in college soccer, you can get a scholarship. So it's very highly competitive. I mean, so getting to college soccer, there's three divisions, division one, two, and three. And I played at the division one level, which is the highest level that the girls can play at in the college level. And yeah, just highly competitive. I mean, like you said, there's a lot of funding. I mean, that depends on what school you go to and stuff too. But I mean, highly competitive, very fun, and it's just overall awesome, the college experience. And I would definitely recommend if anyone is deciding to come from Ireland to go to the US. It's very fun.
In fairness, we're seeing it a lot now. Actually, people, especially youngsters from Ireland, I've seen. There was a group of Bray that went over, but you were being called up from for Ireland at about that time, weren't you? For the under 19s and under 20s around that time for Ireland, weren't you?
Yeah, the under 19s, I got called up when I was about 16, so I would have still been in high school, but I was playing at that club level. Um, I would definitely recommend, all those girls that age to go maybe look and try to play college in the US, even though it's a different type of style. It allows you to like branch out and go see, I guess, parts of the world you wouldn't usually normally see, and I guess for free too. You're traveling around the country on the college's expense and staying for free in dorms and campus housing and stuff like that. So yeah, it's awesome.
You have any good stories from those days? I know you probably have a good few, but what'd be your favorite, especially from a
Not
match
too
end?
many. Too many. I mean, I started off at Central Connecticut State University. That's state school in Connecticut, and I actually was playing with Amanda McQuillan and Roma McLaughlin of Shells.
Now
So
you're now you're in competitive with them.
I know now we're competitors, but geez, I had some great times with those girls, and then when I went down to Mississippi, just living in the South, being from New York was a great experience. All the country music and the college football. It's just an atmosphere like I was so happy to be a part of and was able to experience.
Now coming from college football, then getting brought over to Athlone of all places, how did that come about? I know your parents from, well, your dad's from Monaghan, and then I'm not sure where your mother's from New York, but your grandfather's from Ireland, isn't he?
Yes, yeah, my mom's father is from Galway.
So how did well that's not too far from Athlone, but how did that come about?
So coming out of college, I wasn't really sure where I wanted to play. I know I wanted to go play at the next level, but wasn't sure where or like really how to get started. So I was talking to friends and, reaching out just to see where to start, and I got in touch with this agent, Narrow Pathway Management. He's my agent now. And I signed with him coming out of college, and he said he had mentioned he had connections in Ireland. And I was like, oh my God, that's great. Like, I'm basically from
Yeah.
Ireland. All of my family rings from there. Like, I have family friends over here, and I would love to come and play. So that's really just how it came about. He said, "Oh, I have a team in Athlone. Like they're great. They're going to play in Champions League this coming year." So I was very fully invested. I did my research, and I was like, "You know what? Honestly, it seems like a calling. It's meant to be. I gotta go."
And what's been the experience so far? I know you've been here about probably a year or coming close to that for this season. How's the experience been just in Ireland? We'll talk about the Champions League journey in a bit.
hmm
Uh,
Just in Ireland, I mean, I love it. I mean, everyone's so welcoming here. It's just home away from home. It's very homey here. Um, I loved being able to experience like the Irish summer where like the sun's out till like 10, 11 p.m. at night. Like that was awesome. Um, and the culture, I mean, it's really awesome over here. I really do love it. And the pubs, but we won't talk about that.
we'll get into that in a different conversation. Um,
Yeah.
but with the League of Ireland it's evolving, especially the women's game, we're seeing big increases in crowds and just attendance all across the league, and the league getting more competitive with teams like Treacy United getting for an investment in. They're expanding, they're getting a lot better. How's the competitiveness been for you this season? How's it differed from your past experience?
um, I mean, every game in this league is competitive. Every team has something different to bring to the table, especially like, when they come and play us. We've been consistently at the top of the league so far this whole year, and we were able to play in Champions League, but every team in the league has something to bring, and for some reason they love to bring it to us. So, you know, all these girls, there's a wide range of girls across this league who have maybe played for Ireland. They have caps in Ireland camps, like so the talent is there's a large amount of talent in this league. So these teams are, everyone like I said, everyone has something different to bring to the table, and yeah, it is very competitive, especially with us and Shells at the top of the league. But anyone could have been in that second position.
I have to say, you did fit into the league straight away, and you're a top goal scorer at the minute, and coming into the final game of the season, you see yourself filling those boots and getting the golden boot.
One can hope. I mean, we still have 90 minutes left to play, and I got to put the ball in the back of the net, and hopefully, come away with it because a 2-goal lead against Mackenzie Anthony, Shell's offense. That's I'm not feeling too comfortable, but pretty confident. Hopefully, I can net the ball a couple times tonight, and then hopefully, I can have a couple hands on that trophy. That would be great. I mean, um, our offense is unstoppable too, so hopefully the girls can help me. And yeah.
That's something you were expecting coming into the league to manage so many goals so far this season.
Not at all. You come in. I mean, I just wanted to, coming in, just wanted to be, fight for that starting 11 spot. So it wasn't a thought that early in the season. I guess it comes across, maybe halfway through the season. Oh, it's like, oh, I'm kind of at the I'm nearing the top of the table for the goals. Like, hopefully, I can keep it up. It's never just, it's not over till it's over.
Now we'll get into the Champions League. Of course, the big games in Athlone, big sold out crowds. What was that like as a player?
Oh my gosh, that was amazing. I mean, that might have been the biggest crowd I've played in front of in my career yet. So even with college and all that, we have big crowds, but I think that was the biggest crowd I've played in front of yet. And just the Irish home crowd. I mean, that was amazing with the chants and the amount of noise that the supporters were making. It was just unbelievable to be a part of, and the community really showed up and showed out. And yeah, it was amazing just to look up in the stands and see some of my family as well. So
I have to say it was amazing. He did the town proud, in fairness, because two massive results against foreign opposition, Cardiff and ZNK. And then you're off to Netherlands. How did you enjoy that trip now? Was it different to your college experiences going off to places?
definitely. I mean, especially because you're going off to different places. It's only 2 or 3 hour flights, which I've done in college before, but now you're in a different country that you've never been in before, and so it was just really awesome. I've never been to the Netherlands. We were staying in Almelo. It was really beautiful town. Like my parents were there. Alex, you were there. I'm
I
sure you had
was.
a great time. So yeah, it was just really awesome. We had a little community come with us too. A couple of the girls' parents were there, so yeah, it was really fun to be able to, come to a country I've never been in before, and then still be able to, consistently play as we were, get we lost against the Iceland team, but we were able to get, I think, two decent results. We won the second one, but I think we could have maybe on our day gotten a better result against the Iceland team.
Look, it's the furthest any Irish team has gone. Well, Irish women's team has gone in the Champions League and Europa League, the new Europa Cup. It's something massive. It's a massive achievement for you, the club, town itself.
Mm-hmm.
Just, how do you feel about that? How like I know you're in the moment. How, but take a step back. How do you feel about that? How big of a achievement that is?
I mean, like you said, when you're in the moment, you don't realize, you're going on a high right now. Me and the girls, like, we're all just like, oh, like, what if we can keep winning? Um, we won those two games at home in the first Champions League leg, and we were just like, wow, like, we actually get to go somewhere now and go put our skills like really to the test. So when you're going on that high, you don't really take a moment to realize, what you're actually doing. And so now I think when the season is finally over and we played our cup final and all that, I think I'll be able to like settle down, just like take a step back and be like, oh my gosh, like, because what we did do was huge. But I think it's like, being a part of the team and stuff, you have everyone telling you that, but it's like, you're like, oh, thank you. Like, but you don't really actually realize, I guess. So, it's a humbling experience, because, there's still so much left to do, we want to do. And you know what I mean? And those teams were great opponents, but, it was really fantastic to be a part of. And I'm so proud of that team, our team. And yeah, we want to go and hopefully do the same next year.
And you be capable of it. I know the team is. I've seen the team play, and unbelievable. I have to say, the defense to the offense. Games when you're on your day, it's absolutely unbelievable, and it's showing this season, especially with the Champions League run and league win, even unbelievable. But is that step further something you can do?
I believe so. I mean, if we are able to sign everyone back and, keep majority of our team that we've had this year and, just tactically, work on things we were maybe lacking or like, ways we can improve, then yeah, I think the step further is, very close there. I mean, because when you look at the Iceland game, the Iceland champions, we were right there. Yeah, we lost 3-1, but honestly, I think the game could have gone in a different direction, especially because there was moments in that game where we were really putting on the pressure. I like hit the post. Maddie Gibson scored a goal off the corner of the Olympico. I mean, it's super close. So it's just in our grasp, but little things that I guess we could improve on could take us just that one step further. So yeah, I think it's very achievable.
Look, so we'll move on now, and we'll get into just a quick fire round. Just whatever comes to your mind, just say it. Doesn't matter what
Okay.
it is. Right. First one.
Okay.
What's your
So
favorite crown?
just one word answer.
Whatever comes to mind. It can be 2 words, 1 word, a noise, like anything.
Okay.
Right. From anywhere you've played, what's been your favorite ground to play in?
Oh, probably Waterford.
Waterford or RC. That's a great spot. I love that ground.
Yeah, I mean the field was great. Yeah.
Who's the best player you've faced so far in your career?
Um, Maria Reynolds.
What's been the toughest away day this season?
Probably Wexford.
I know you're a big fan of Red Bull, but coffee or Red Bull before a match?
Red Bull.
What's one song that'll get you ready for a game?
Free from Desire.
And what's your dream five-side? You can include yourself if you want.
Definitely gonna include myself. Can it be of our team?
Anyone.
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 Gotta put Megan Plaster, Maria Engel. You know how it goes. Two of the best, definitely two of the best goalies in the league. Gotta have Maria Reynolds in the back, Kaylee Shine. So that's 3. I need a midfielder. See, now I'm gonna want to put my whole team. Gotta have Elma Loy or Hannah Wesh. That's gonna be interchangeable, and then I gotta put me up top.
Fair enough. Right, that's the quick fire round over. Now, Kelly. Going back to your past, who's been your biggest influence here so far?
Probably my family. My parents, especially. they're the reason like why I grew up so competitive and believing in myself. But they've been such great supporters for me, my mom and my dad. I mean, my dad has taken me to every possible soccer game he could ever be at. My mom was definitely there right by his side. um, so my parents have definitely been the biggest influence. Like every game I play, I report to them, and I get the match report from them. Even if I think I did good, I don't know. They got some critiques of their own, but um, they're the reason like I'm where I am today. So I owe it all to them.
That's something that keeps you motivated though as well, even though you might get the match analysis after it. But is that something that keeps you driving?
Of course, yes. I mean, seriously, like, um, just thinking about like my parents work so hard for me and my brothers that I get 90 minutes a week to really just go out there and show what I'm made of for soccer. And my parents used to play sports, so I just think about like I'm sure they would kill to go out and do that again. So I'm just taking the time I have. Like it's flying by my soccer career. So like I just love being out there and playing. So I just do it for them, my family, and my teammates. And yeah.
Now, on a day-to-day basis, how do you feel the league is improving here? I know you've only been here a season.
Mhm.
There's been so much improvement in coverage, match coverage, facilities around the league. But how's that been as a player?
Mhm. As a players ourselves, especially I can speak for like Athlone as well. Since doing so well in Champions League and stuff, I think we've started to see some major improvements just since um, we started like winning. And I'm sure in these past couple of years, I've heard from girls themselves, that we have complaints now, but like if you look just a few years ago, the league has made massive improvements. I mean, um, I think it's just great that the women's side has been getting more and more supporters out to their games, and I think that's just the biggest way we can like keep improving. Just drawing crowds at our games, whether it's like the little girls clubs and just to people from the town. Just coming out and supporting our games, because that's I think the best way to do it. Just
Sure.
coming out and showing your support.
Yeah, sure. You can see the crowds there, especially with the Champions League games in Athlone. They were massive crowds. I've never seen a crowd like that in Athlone, especially for a match or in Iron match in general. Now I haven't been to Rovers game or anything, but crowd for Iron game.
It really was. The atmosphere was electric, but we're trying to get that. Like, yeah, we had great crowds for the Champions League matches, but we're trying to get that every week. We want the supporters out here every week. Just supporting regular home matches, whether it's cup games, like league games. We just want that from day to day from our community, and yeah, we just want to step it up and whatever we can do to improve that, like to improve numbers and stuff. Like, if we have to keep winning, we'll keep winning.
Now that obviously seems like a goal for you, but what's some of the goals for the next few seasons, next steps in your career?
Um, like personally, or
Um, Personally and in your football career in general.
I guess personally and just in general, consistency. Having sorry, someone's
Or good.
yeah, consistency is I think the biggest thing. Because we want to keep winning, and I personally want to keep like providing for my team. As a forward, you're supposed to score goals, like so that's my job. But I would say if you could just put it up in one word, is consistency, and then just striving to get better every year, and yeah, staying at the top of the charts.
Kelly, you've got a big match coming up tonight. I don't want to keep you long, but finally, what does football mean to you personally?
Wow, deep
It
question.
is. That's a very deep question.
Personally, um, honestly, I guess when you take away like all the crowd and stuff, like at the end of the day, it's just me and my friends, like, you know, going out, being competitive, giving all we have at the end of at the end of the day, at the end of the 90 minutes, like saying went out and gave it our all. I mean, I just love being around my friends. Um, just kicking around the wall. It's honestly, it's been so great, and I've made lifelong friendships from the sport, and I've been able to travel the world and like do all these crazy fun things. So for that, I'm thankful. I mean, football is just really at the end of the day, we're supposed to be having fun, right? So It's been really fun. Of course, that's easy to say when you're winning and stuff, but it's really the people like I've, you know, become friends with that makes it at the end of the day.
Right, thank you, Kelly, and I wish you the best luck tonight, and I hope you grab a few.
Thanks, Alex.